Peace or Varikama I here of Varikaba Mystics, and I'm here to talk about the eclipse that we have had ushered in on the 12th and 13th of July 2018. Yes, the eclipse. To me, within looking at the aspects, how it is aspected cosmically with planets and the energy that I'm feeling and I'm getting intuitively, is that we are here to use this energy to eclipse, i.e., phase out, remove away from, uncover, unveil certain ingrained thought patterns that we've had, so we can move in a more steadier pace, in a more conducive way, in a more fulfilling and purpose-filled and purpose-driven manner. Okay? Of course, when we're on purpose, when we're not just living haphazardly, but on accordance with our divine print, our soul's purpose, our destiny. Fated events come more readily. And yeah, then we just live in a more conducive light. Trust. I don't have any other way to say it. I don't sound so filled up because for me, whenever we have these big energies come in, like I get my body physically always like almost shuts down. I have to sleep. I get all these pains. Like I feel like at times overwhelmed. And they don't always come like that. Sometimes I'm just elated. I'm really energetic. Like those are the usual ones. But when we get the big ones, the big shifts, like my normal day to day does not run. Okay, and I always have to pause and go in and really check it. And that's why I haven't had my dailies up recently. But yeah, let's talk about these solar eclipse. This is a partial solar eclipse, and it's a new moon, which means new beginnings, starting something new, initiating something new, you know. And when the moon is new or in its dark phase, it we have both the moon and the soul, which looks at our emotions and our actions, or our drives, our desires, you know, what we want to materialize, our soul's urging, okay? Our soul's urging and our emotions are both in Gemini, okay? And Gemini is that, it's twins, it's that duality, polarities, you know, it's that how we're thinking, how we are using our intellect, how we are communicating with others, you know, how we are relating, you know, how we are socializing, how we are traveling, how we are moving generally, how we are using our interdependent skills, okay, our telepathy, how effective is our communication, how are we relating to the ones that we love, that we care for, that we are learning from, our families, you know. Oh, hey, hey. Okay, sorry, off it. Yes, that's Gemini. Looking at my notes, making sure I get it all in. Okay, and Gemini energy is very reflective because again it deals with the mind. Its ruler is Mercury that deals with the mind. You know, communicating again and our intellect and how we are thinking and how we are responding. Also, Gemini is the orator, you know, the speaker. You know, Gemini also being the twins, it's a curious energy, you know. It's fun filled, it's light, it's flighty, it's it's flexible as well, you know, because of that duality it has, that ability to be able to look at things from two different prospects, you know. And we're just coming out of the summer solstice, knowing that we have to integrate the yin and the yang in the oneness, okay? For that oneness is being able to move from both sides, you know, move from your intuitive side, and then from the intuitive knowing that you get, you move in the physical, like, you know, because you do. When you understand, you are whole. Okay. Mercury is the ruler again, we're just saying, and Mercury right now is in Leo. Okay, and Leo being also very much affiliated to the soul. Okay, to our way of communicating, expressing from our souls, knowing our soul's purpose. How it's because Leo's seen as like the very proud type, and it's not necessarily proud, it's because it has that inner knowing that can sometimes, or does actually most times, push away from status quo. But the thing about Leo, you find that although it does push away from the status quo, it's very big, bold, and bright type. In the core, the mood of the Leo is very soft, is very warm, is very loving, very kind, very affectionate. You know, but at the most, Leo is about the soul. Besides anything else, the soul's knowing, soul's growth, soul's being. And that again gives us more amplification on the notion that the cosmos is trying to help us move towards, that we have to communicate our soul's knowing, not the mundane everyday, oh, I feel like this, or, you know, society says it's like this, so I'm just going to go that way, when really your flow is not saying so. It's saying something completely different. And we must always remember to go with our soul's knowing, not what anybody else says it's so. Okay? But we're not trying to be wrong and strong either. We're not trying to be like, oh, I don't agree because I don't understand, or I don't get it, I've never heard of this before. How do you know? Like, I don't believe you. You know, you have to go within. Anytime anybody comes, brings you a certain light that you are unaware of, you can't just shut it off to be rubbish. You have to take time to. If most times if it comes at you more than enough times, you realize if it's true or not. And if it nags at you, then you know it's something for you to look into. And once you take the time, you'll get to know the truth, not just the facts, or not what you want to know, but what it actually is. Anywho's, so it being a solar eclipse, again, we talked about Leo. Leo resonates with the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is where your chi emanates, your confidence, your drive for your passions, you know, to move with your inner knowing, your gut feelings, okay? And that is what we're being pushed towards also. I wanted to show you the exact map of the sky on this on this solar eclipse, on this partial solar eclipse, so you can follow along with me and see if you see what I see. But it's not what I see, it's what it is, baby. Okay, hold on, let me see. Try to get this picture right here. Okay. So before I go, if you want a more in-depth, specific way to work with this energy, this is general, you'd have to look at your birth chart, your natal chart sometimes it's called, and that is your GPS of your life. It's the exact map of the sky at the time of your birth that can detail good careers for you, how you'll meet your lover, what kind of love is best for you, how you move, what are your most challenges, what are your most gifts, your talents. Yeah, I can detail a lot of things. Remember, it's unique to you because you would have your date of birth, if you have your time of birth, even more so. And yeah, it's a great way to get to know thyself. Loving thyself is taking time to invest in getting to know thyself. And then once you know yourself, you know your flaws and all, the good, the bad, and the indifferent, and you want to work it to be your highest good always. Because then that's where you get the most blessings, when you can learn your lessons specific to you. So you want to look at what is going on in your third house. Sorry, that's my house. Where is Gemini in, which house is Gemini in? Okay. Which house is Mercury in? Okay. Where is the soul in your house? Which is quite easy. You just get to know your birthday, and that's usually your sun sign, your star sign. Check yourself so you can know how to govern everything else around you. But let me show you the chart right now. I hope you can see it. Shoot some balls. Okay. Can you not do that, please? Stay one way in the rotation. Okay. Let me see if you can see it. Okay. Here we are. The soul is there. That's the sun. That's the moon. Both in Gemini constellation. Okay. And then we have the North Node in Cancer. Okay. Then we have Mercury is this one here, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. Okay. And Mercury is in Leo. Okay, we're saying. So communicating our truth, our inner knowing, our soul's purpose, through our actions and our moods and our feelings, what we draw towards, how we react to things, how we respond to things, what are we doing, what moves us, really and truly. Move with that, go with that, and eclipse anything that is opposing that. And what is opposing that is your deep-seated-ish, okay, usually from your past life, which is Pluto in Sagittarius, which is Sagittarius looking at the higher mind, okay, the expansion, the higher learning, higher knowing of things, like very spiritual, very expansive, very fun, light-hearted energy, okay? So what about that energy have you got ingrained in your mental space, okay, that is non-conducive to you right now? That is what you need to eclipse. That is what the cosmics are showing us, okay? Because we have Saturn and Pluto in retrograde. We have Mars in retrograde, our actions, our desires. We have Neptune in retrograde, and Mars is retrograde in Capricorn. And so that is taking time to reflect on our desires in regards to our ambitions and our work and family life dynamic, And then we have Neptune retrograde, that's here, Neptune retrograde in Aquarius. Okay, taking time to reflect back on our desires again, our fantasies, what we want to bring into fruition in regards to our freedom, just freedom and our growth and our spirituality. Because Aquarius always reminds me of about detachment, just being free to just be. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking around, I'm not seeing that you ain't seeing nothing. So yeah, sorry, this is not good high-tech shit, but yeah. And then we have Chiron in retrograde in Pisces also, right here. Okay, and this is looking at needing to reflect back on what we need to heal from our past wounds. Again, the healing from the past wound is the most important aspect right now during this eclipse, because it is exactly opposite the moon. That's what that means, that line right there. That's an exact opposite conjunction right there. So at the most, what we need to do is reflect on how we move and what we think about in regards to our past life, inner standings, even in this life as well, about spirituality and expanding, okay, and how we relate. We have these trines that also are making a difference. We have the trine with Saturn, Venus, Saturn in Sagittarius again, looking at our restrictions and if we're understanding and what we are learning. Also Gemini as well, what we've learned. Okay, so let me not waffle on too much. At the most, the eclipse is about what we have learned, okay, in past lives, ingrained thought patterns, ways of interaction and relating with others that is no longer that's no longer, yeah, it's no longer soothing us, no longer working for us, no longer conducive for us, and that is what we need to let go of, and that is what we need to eclipse from our lives, so we can move again, reminding ourselves that we are both yin and yang, and that we yes, we move better when we encompass both, utilize both in any given situation. The North Node being in Cancer, South Node being in Capricorn, helping us to work more of our feminine energy, our intuitive side. Remember, as we're ushering in this new golden age, the women is going to be more empowered. But I'm here to serve as one of those. Unfortunately, few, but soon enough, it's going to be more. That we must not negate the masculine, because the masculine, yes, he has always been on power somehow, but it hasn't really been power. It's been manipulation. Okay, it's been, there's so many words, but it hasn't been true power. Okay, the true power of the divine masculine is yet to come, and it's coming surely when the masculine or even the feminine is regaining her power. Okay, their power, and then encompassing both. Ciao.